Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Roll 'em If You Got 'em. I'm Carl, as always joined with Dakota.
Hello, everybody.
Alright, so a little bit of a channel update here. We've been away we haven't posted a video in probably close to a month, and we're just gonna kinda get everyone caught up to speed on why that is and kind of the future of the channel going forward. We very much appreciate anyone who's tuning into this, because I feel like the people that are gonna tune into this are they're our fans. Like, this
If we
doesn't
have
this
fans,
isn't
they
gonna
are.
have some catchy thumbnail. This isn't gonna, So the people listening to this, they're here because they're our friends. So appreciate you stopping by, and let's kind of get into this a little bit. So over here at Roll'em, it's a little bit of time for a change. We've been grinding away for some time now, and we're gonna sort of get into some of that. So why we decided it was time for a change? Well, first and foremost, we're convinced that the YouTube algorithm hates us. We just simply don't have a better explanation without accepting the fact that we're just bad at content creation.
Yeah, we're not
But
going to accept those facts, though.
yeah, no, absolutely not. Here's kind of one of the things. So this is a little bit of our analytics from the channel. So when you get into any type of content creation, they tell you you'll have your 1,000 subscribers in no time. It's really not that difficult, but getting your 4,000 watch hours, man, that's hard. We've had 4,000 watch hours since really the air quotes here, new era of the channel. When we started putting out painting videos and that sort of stuff, it was pretty quick. We had our watch hours very fast.
Probably about a year and a half total.
Well, we've been doing it a year and a half total. We had our watch hours in like 6 months.
Yeah, we totally had. Yeah,
And we have just been absolutely grinding for subs for a year and a half. Almost 300,000 views to 917 subscribers. That is 3 out of every 1,000 views turn into a subscriber. It's kind of rough. It has made things sort of difficult on this end here. And if it wasn't for having the watch hours, which everyone says that's the hard part, I've talked to other content creators and they're like, yeah, I got 2,500 subscribers. I got 4,000 subscribers. I'm sitting at 1,200 watch hours. I'm sitting at, 3,000 watch hours. And I'm like, for the life of me, I have not been able to understand it.
Yeah, it's completely backwards. And even too, like, there's other people I've talked to where they're like, "Oh, watch hours," and it's like, nah, we're actually at that. We just don't have the subs yet.
So, I don't know if you guys think maybe we are bad at content creation. Just go ahead and let us know.
And that's fine. Like, that's everybody's
fine.
opinion.
Yeah.
That's everybody's opinion. You're all entitled to one.
I don't even know if we're good at it.
Yeah, if you guys are like, you're bad, then fine, we're bad.
Time.
We'll keep doing it, but we're
gonna
still
keep
bad.
doing it. Other things that might be the problem. Okay, so we think that maybe the channel does have a bit of identity crisis. When we started this channel, it was a song of Ice and Fire 100% of the time.
Because that's all we played.
That's all we played.
We will say that.
The channel was an afterthought. The podcast are where we put most of our resources. So when we would play a game on Tabletop Simulator, or maybe play a game live, or like we'd pull up the stream, but that was really all it was. Every once in a while, one of those podcasty videos, we'd be like, oh, this would actually make a decent video for the YouTube, so we'll record it. Most of the time, it was podcasting first, the YouTube was secondary. And I think the channel sat in that part for about 4 years.
I don't know if it was that. It was probably like 2.5 years, I think. Because we've only been doing this for 5 years total, probably.
I think we're closing in on 6.
Okay, 5 to 6. I know I moved into my new house about 5 years ago.
Let's call it let's a good 3 years.
So yeah, somewhere in there.
I think a good 3 years. The channel just kind of, and that was it. And I think that we've had some successful videos. since we went to this like new era when we're like, hey, we're gonna put out painting content and whatever. We've had pretty successful videos. It hasn't translated to subscribers, and there's a part of me that wonders if people don't go back and look at old content and they're like, oh, they mostly just do Song, Ice, and Fire stuff, which is really not the case anymore. So this channel here even though it has grown, there's certain aspects of it that have grown extremely slow compared to what we anticipated, really. Going forward, this channel, we're still going to do some painting. I have and tactics on there. We're not doing tactics on here. I just realized that. But anyways,
so we're going to do painting on this channel. We will be introducing something else that'll have more tactics.
Yes.
And then we'll also, I don't know if 3D printing and like terrain and that type of stuff will be on here. Potentially. Yeah. It might even go its own direction as well.
Yeah. That was kind of one of the things we talked about. We're like, oh, does all this stuff go on a different channel? And it was like, hold on. Like, if we start the new channel, which is, spoiler alert here, it's going to be like tactics and list and competitive mindset, blah, blah, blah. We'll get to that here in a couple of minutes. If that channel just explodes, then it validates my suspicion that like having this channel be so old when we really started to push content, the algorithm just buried us almost all the time. We had to fight like hell to get 1,000 views sometimes, and then other times the Giants video, I don't want to talk about that video. It has so many views and hours and everything, and it's like single-handedly carried this damn channel.
Yeah, we'll have a video that goes out and it gets like a few thousand views, and you're like, oh, that's awesome. And then you'll have the next one will be like 50 views, and you're
right.
Like,
and the next one's a better video, flat-out better video. So anyhow, okay. Also, like, our interests have changed a lot over the last 5 years. Like, we don't touch Song anymore. It's well, we have a history there on not enjoying Song anymore. It died a while back. It's just it's being Weekend at Bernied right now. It's just being carried around.
It's in its death throes.
But yeah, opinion. I mean, we've had a lot of life changes. I have more children. Dakota has a dog that doesn't have eyeballs. So it's so things are different now, and we got introduced to Warhammer, and that's where we want to go. And there's so much painting content out there already for it. There's so much of these other things, and we just kind of want to maybe focus on the tactics of that and trying to become semi-competitive players. So
yeah, and it's where our interests lie, and we do enjoy the whole content creation. So we'd like to keep doing that, even if it's in a different realm.
Yeah. So I've probably talked a couple slides ahead at this point, but the plan going forward, this channel is for painting and printing and just kind of hobby stuff, and we'll just sort of see where it ends up. The new channel is gonna be, I'm 99% sure it's gonna be Warhammer all the time. Now, maybe it's not Warhammer 40K all the time. Dakota and I have talked many times about looking at like Age of Sigmar and stuff, which it looks awesome, but it's just it's a lot.
Playing 40K, and I'm not saying playing another game with a different rule set isn't possible, but when you have very limited time to play in general, it's hard to be like, we're going to play a bunch of different games with rule sets. Yeah. Instead of just being like, we'll just play a lot of the one game.
Like, I promise if I ever hit the lottery, Dakota will never work another day in his life. That's not for him. That's for me. I want someone to play against all the time.
Right.
He'll be coming to jiu-jitsu with me in the morning, and then we'll be playing Warhammer all afternoon. Okay? I got to start buying lottery tickets, but
right.
All right. New channel is tactics and list, and it's hopefully going to be content that also translates very well to podcast. So whether you watch on YouTube or if you listen on podcast, if that's sort of the content that brought you to this channel, we got a link below. Make sure you run over to that channel, but we're getting there. So this is another part. The hobby stuff is difficult. It's not difficult to do. It's difficult to make content on because, okay, let's say I have an hour into painting a model. Well, I probably, fought with my camera and my setup and stuff because I don't have just like a dedicated recording station. I got to set everything up every time. I probably fought with it for 20 minutes before we got started. And then it's the camera's in my way. It's not super enjoyable.
It's very hard to actually like paint and record at the same time. Like if you ever watch our videos and you're like, they're recording a hand right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's just because like you kind of like naturally paint your own way and then hope the camera stays in frame and focus.
I promise you, folks, we have tried our damnedest, and it a lot of times it sucks the fun out of painting for me, and I don't like that. I enjoy painting, but if I paint something and I'm not recording, I'm constantly like, oh, I'm wasting content right now. Like, this could be another video that pops, even though I have no idea, because predicting that has become absolutely impossible. But it also is like, I'm not enjoying maybe what I'm doing at the time. So we're sort of pivoting off of that. Whereas like tactics kind of content, I can work on the slideshows while I'm at work. Dakota and I can message back and forth while he's at work. We can get 90% of it done. We just got to sit down and record the damn thing. And that's fun because we just sit down and kind of BS and go over whatever we're going over that day. So
yeah, it gives us that extra avenue of just something to do without making it almost like a chore to do.
Yes, for sure. The tactic stuff hopefully is going to be a lot easier. Easier content should equal better, more consistent content, especially because we don't. So I think I'm not going to say everything, but I'm going to say 99% of what's on this channel we're together. It might be everything. Going forward, I'm going to kind of have sort of my own videos. Dakota's going to kind of have his own videos, and then like, once a month or so we'll get together and do a video, but it's much less constricting on our schedules.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because even too from our scheduling standpoint, like Carl said, he might have an hour one night to, we'll say, sit down and record this video. Mm-hmm. Well, he could, like every now and then he'll work a nights. He could, while he's at work working his night because he's the only one there, record 2 videos on his own. And then me, on the other hand, I'm every night, basically evening, able to sit at my desk where it's like, oh, I could just do my own thing. I'm not dependent on Carl being able to show up and, being there to create contact. We can kind of just work together separately.
Yes. Dakota eats dinner at 7:30. Carlos goes to bed at 8:15. So
yeah,
it's difficult sometimes.
It's difficult. And then on top of that,
it gets pushed back. It gets pushed back. It gets pushed back. And then it gets pushed back so far we forgot what the hell we were going to do in the first place.
And then one of our other buddies will message us and be like, hey, do you guys want to play some video games tonight? Because we're both free. And then we're like, oh,
what?
Yeah.
I actually do want to play video games tonight. Yeah, like exactly.
I actually want to do that.
All
cool.
Right. So the moment we're all here for, right? Let's introduce the new channel. Drum roll is now finished. We're going with Mid-Table Menaces. Okay. This is this was Dakota's brainchild, actually. I'll let him take it.
Yeah, so Mid-Table Menaces, just going into the name, we're obviously it's more 40K based, but we're not very good. Like I would say I'm in the mediocre range. I mean, I think I can consistently go like 2-1 at local RTTs, that type of stuff. I've done like 1 GT and I did very poorly, but like I wasn't playing a lot. So there's that. And then Carl, kind of his segment is while having 40K stuff for a few years now, is like a brand new player almost.
I'm essentially a brand new player.
He's essentially a brand new player. So it was like, hey, why don't we just kind of continue off of our midness and just talk about 40K from a average player perspective? Because there's a ton of content out there from the top players. Like, let's talk average players.
This is how mid-tier player I am. Until this very moment, I thought mid-table we were actually physically referencing the middle of the table. So Yes. If you,
Yeah, no.
yeah.
So mid tables will reference if you are at like a tournament. There's the top tables where like all the good players that you might watch other YouTube content on they play at. Then there's the mid tables where it's all of your, you know,
Mm-mm.
people that want to move forward
Nope.
are
Every
also
table I
stuck there.
play at is a mid table now because I'm gonna shove all my models in the middle of the table and I'm gonna be like, "Come deal with this shit."
And yes, it also can be reference to that, but yeah.
We have a link to the new channel down. Please, please, please go subscribe. Please prove me right that we're not absolutely ass at content creation and that the YouTube algorithm has just hated us and we've ran our head into a wall for the last year and a half.
Yep.
Please. Um, Getting into kind of a little preview of what you can expect over there, just real quick. The first series of videos I'm going to work on are going to be along this lines of, can I get good at Warhammer in the next 6 months? So we're going to do a team tournament in April.
Yep.
And it's going to be my first competitive experience at all. So I'm basically doing a segment. It's going to almost like journal entries, like video journal entries. There's probably a word for that.
Like a vlog.
Yeah, I guess I hate that word. Sounds like some dork that has a channel or like a website that I'm never going to go to.
You're going to start vlogging as well.
Yeah, I'm video journaling entering my midness and just like the process I'm taking to not be totally ass when it comes to this tournament in a few months.
Yeah. Then some of the segments that I'm going to do, I'm going to start out with kind of a starting Dark Angels. So I'm a Dark Angels player, and I also play AdMech. But we're going to get into like starting Dark Angels, talking about some of their detachments, which if you're in 40K, you probably are more recognizable with. And then kind of the continuing content off of that is going to be more of like list reviews of other people in tournaments. Maybe not like fixing them. It's not really like a fix my list, but looking at people that go 3 and 2 or better at GTs and just
Right.
reviewing their list to help give people list ideas. Because one thing that I've noticed from like a 40K perspective is like getting over that initial hurdle of just writing a good list is very hard for some people. Like you write a list and you're like, yeah, this should work, and then you go play and you're like, damn, none of it worked.
Damn, none of that worked.
None of that worked at all. So it's just really like ushering people towards the lists that work.
Sure. And he'll probably have some AdMech stuff too, because he dabbles in some AdMech.
I do. I dabbled a little bit. Yes.
And he might be playing them in that tournament.
Potentially.
But yeah, that's all. If anyone who's kind of been on this ride with us is listening to this, check this out. We greatly appreciate it. The plan is not to abandon the Roll'em channel. Okay, I promise you, it's not. What I'm kind of hoping is that we start the new channel. It proves me right that the subscribers were the issue, or not the subscribers, but the age of the channel was a major hurdle, and blah 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 blah. And then this channel is successful, and we could almost use that to reinvigorate the Roll'em channel. When we're talking about these things, and be like, hey, we got painting videos of these models over on the other channel, or the models that we're talking about in this list, blah, 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 blah. So that's the plan. We're going to see how this goes. I think it's going to go well, but maybe that's just, I'm also a Browns fan, so I always think it's going to go well, and it
never does.
Rarely ever does.
It never does.
But it has made me a hopeless, optimistic, romantic that I'm apparently doomed to be. So that's all I got. Dakota, you have anything else?
Nope, that's pretty much it. Thanks for going along this ride with us. Just check out the new channel. New videos will be getting posted on it shortly.
Yes, if you come to that channel from this channel, let us know. We'd like to know that, hey, maybe this worked a little. But yeah, we'll have videos starting there. Should be this week. So this is gonna go out tomorrow, November 19th, and then by the end of the week, I think we'll have my first can I get good in 6 months video. So I'll see you guys next time.
Bye. Thanks for joining us.
Bye.
Bye.